you decide your project, you can start collecting reference images. Just things to show it from multiple different angles, and then also incorporate good lighting. Is there any questions before I move on to the next section? We're going kind of fast because the focus is on like working with the foam. So some of these like planning things are really just like FYI stuff. But if you guys have any questions, raise your hand or just shout it out, okay? Okay. Reference images are also really good for if you're drafting a pattern or a template, establishing your proportions, right? Like you got Linus's holding his sword there.
That's especially important if you're basing it off of something that isn't in reality, or has maybe a cartoony art style or something that is very exaggerated. You may find that in reality, or before you take into account your own body proportions, that it may be almost impossible to have, like, for example, Alphonse Elric's massive shoulders in Full Metal Alchemist, where if you want to base it on reality, sometimes you have to maybe consider just scaling down or changing proportions or figuring out a harness system, which can be difficult.
Or something like Steven Universe, where they shift the model a lot, the character models. So, you know. Okay, yeah. Here I was just saying, like Thor in the first Avengers film, you know, it's just estimates, right? Like I measure my forearm, it's about 9 inches, and you can see there it's about the length of the handle. So therefore, if I'm drafting that pattern there, it just gives me a good basis. Yeah. And then once you have it, you could either, if you're just starting out, you might want to just find templates online. I draft all my own, you know. I really want that quality control. So there's just a variety of different patterns and templates you can use. And you can call them either one. Like in costume design, obviously we call them patterns. If you're coming from a drafting background, you may call it a template. Just a simple, flat representation of what you're gonna do, you know? So things like the Hyrule shield, I would make like a half pattern because it's symmetrical, and then I put that over into like a whole pattern. You have things like that are stacked multiple layers. So for the armor here, for the shoulder pauldrons, I had a pattern for one side, and I had a pattern for the other side. And then once those pieces are glued together, I had paper laid over to make a pattern for the brim. So then I could just trace that out of 2mm foam and glue that on for that layered detail. Okay, good.